In the year 2022, I got over 250 million views on my Instagram page. So here's everything I learned about the Instagram algorithm, as well as some of the things to look out for going into this year. All right, so let's just jump into it. Number one, Instagram is now a fully interest-based platform. So let me explain what that is. So thanks to TikTok, Instagram has become interest-based, like I said, meaning that you will see content that the algorithm thinks is interesting to you and you're more likely to watch. Whereas before, Instagram used to be a follower-based platform, which meant that you would see content in chronological order from people you followed. However, there's advantages and disadvantages. Biggest advantage for everyone is that it's a lot easier to reach a lot more new people. Whether it's for your business, for your content, it's just so much easier to reach new people. On the flip side, the disadvantage for that is that it's easier to reach new people, but it's a lot harder to maintain and build a reliable follower base or a community. Which means that followers are less valuable now. It's not to say that they're like not important at all, but they're just not as important. Because if you're not posting engaging content, it doesn't matter how many followers you have. Your videos are not going to be viewed or even shown to a lot of your followers if they're not interesting or engaging. So with that being said, what's the best way to build a reliable community? From my experience, the best tool on Instagram is to use stories. Now, stories are primarily viewed by your followers. Now, obviously, stories get a lot less views compared to reels. But if you're trying to build a relationship with your audience, whether it's for your business or you just want to connect with your fans, you want to post stories. So yes, you're going to get a lot less views, but you're going to connect on a deeper scale, on a deeper level with those people. The advice I would give someone is post reels as a way to reach new people and use stories as a way to maintain and build a relationship with them. Okay, so the second thing I learned this year is that quality right now is a lot more important than quantity. I'm sure you've seen videos of Gary Vee saying, oh, you need to post like 300 videos a day.
I believe that you should be putting out somewhere between 5 and 15 posts on social media a day.
He used to say this and he was absolutely right, because 2 years ago, TikTok especially used to work like that. It wasn't competitive, it wasn't saturated at all, and all you had to do is just post out content that were just decent enough. They didn't have to be like super high produced. You just had to post videos as consistently as possible, and one of them would go viral and you would get tons of followers, you would get tons of views, and it used to work like that. However, this year, right now especially, TikTok and Instagram have become so much more competitive and saturated that just posting random videos over and over again is actually gonna do you a disservice. It's gonna actually harm your account rather than benefit you. I would definitely rather post 4 high quality videos a week, like highly produced, you can clearly tell you put effort into it, than producing like 20 videos, pieces of content for your reels, and them being low quality. From my experience, you're just gonna tank your views. You're just gonna be looked at as a spam account because you're just putting out nonsense. So at this time, I highly recommend quality over quantity when it comes to posting videos. Now, going off of that, I've noticed the algorithm changes and gets tweaked so much, so consistently, that it's almost impossible to follow along and kind of maneuver with them. However, there are things, the core principles, that remain the same no matter how much they change it. So the most important one would be high watch time. So for me to explain to you why that's important, let me explain to you how these platforms make money, especially Instagram. So Instagram makes money by showing ads to people. That's the business model. Now, as a creator, if you can produce highly engaging content that keeps the users on the app, on your video, the longer, you're gonna be rewarded by Instagram. They just made more money. So the more you can do that, the more consistently you can do that, the longer the video is and the more engaging it is, you're gonna get a lot more views. Instagram is gonna make more money. So if you like think about it like that, it's kind of logical, right? It makes total sense. And so to wrap up this point, the more people that create, the more saturated and the more competitive it's gonna get. So the higher quality reels that you produce, you're just gonna stand out more, and the more engaging it is, Instagram's gonna make more money, and you're gonna get a lot more views. Okay, so the third thing I learned this year is that views don't equal money. So I have a perfect example for this. Most of the views that I got this year came from my personal page. I post like entertainment videos, all kinds of stuff. And then I have a business page that I just recently started posting like 3 months ago. On my personal page, I have a video that has over 100 million views. And then on my business page, the highest viewed video has 8,000 views. If I told you that that 8,000 view video on my business page has generated more money than the entire 250 million views that I got on my personal page, would you believe me? Probably not, but it's the reality. I've realized that it doesn't really matter how many people see your videos. It's a lot more important who sees your video. See, on my business page, even though I got a lot less views and a lot less followers, I had a service on that page. I wanted to target business owners. And that 8,000 views, when I looked at the likes, they were all mostly business owners. So that was a very targeted video. So those 8,000 views, I could generate using my service into money. Whereas on my personal page, couldn't really move all those millions of views into a funnel to make money from it. Who sees your video is a lot more important than how many people see your video, especially if your goal is to make money. And I would assume that is the goal for most people, whether it's creators or business. You want to make more money. Focus on who sees your video rather than how many people see your video. Now, another thing going off of that is that Instagram doesn't pay its creators. It's not like YouTube where they have a partnership program where you get 50% of the revenue generated from ads. They just don't pay your creators. They had like a bonus program where they paid a select number of creators a specific amount, but they just took that away, so like that's completely gone. So the only way you can actually make money from views is if you get brand deals. So if brands pay you to show like a product or service to your followers. Now there's a problem with that. If you're not a huge celebrity, or if you're not a huge creator with a lot of following, you're gonna get very little brand deals, if anything at all, especially with how many creators there are. So you're not gonna be able to get a reliable source of income just relying and waiting around for a brand to approach you just to do a brand. But if you are a huge page, obviously you can do brand deals and that you can make a lot more money from that, but a lot of people do not have a huge following. Okay, so here's a bonus tip for you. I've realized that hashtags and trending sounds are not as important as your favorite guru might say. And that's just from my personal experiences. It's not to say that they're completely useless, but they should be treated as supplements, because that's what they are. You should not focus the majority of your time and energy and focus on what hashtag strategy to use or what trending sounds. Your focus should be on making the best video possible. You can use the best hashtag strategy. You can use the best trending sounds, the most trending sound. But if your video sucks, it's not gonna be shown to anyone. 95% of your focus should be on creating the most engaging video you can, and then at the end, put 5% of your time and effort on using the best hashtags. And that's not even, you don't even need to use anything crazy like that. You just pick 4 to 5 hashtags that are related to your business, or you think people that you're trying to target would search for that hashtag. This will help the algorithm guide a little. And trending sounds, use them only when you think it's effective, and use them as a supplement. It shouldn't be your focus. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. I know a lot of people say that, oh, use trending sounds so much, use hashtags a lot. Use them, but as a supplement. And one last thing in this video that I will leave you with is that the algorithm fluctuates so much. I touched on that a little. But as a creator, if you focus too much on numbers, you're gonna get burnt out. Because there's gonna be times where you're killing it, and there's gonna be times where your videos are tanking. And it has absolutely nothing to do with you or your content. You could still produce the best content you can, but sometimes because of different algorithm changes, it's just not gonna get shown. Focus on creating engaging content because you love to do so, not because every time you post you expect a specific number of views. And that wraps up this video. If you got any value from this, make sure you like the video. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video.